Why does losing weight over the age of 50 feel so much harder? Well, hi and welcome to today's question. If you haven't seen me before, my name is Dana Eden and I am a personal fitness trainer and nutritionalist, and I have been helping women over the age of 40, 50, 60, midlife regain their health, fitness and their weight loss goals. And ultimately what that does is help my clients to regain their energy levels, their confidence, and just feel so much better. And so today's question is a question I commonly get asked, and going forward each week I'm going to answer these types of questions to be able to help you have a bit more of an understanding of what you potentially can do at home, real easy life solutions to be able to progress in your health, fitness and weight loss goals. So let's get started and break this down. Why losing weight is more challenging over the age of 50 is, I believe, three reasons. Number one is our hormones are changing. Number two is inflammation is higher in our body. And number three is our metabolism is starting to slow down. Put those three things together and it doesn't make losing weight easy. But if we break those three areas down, the question is, what can we do about it to be able to reverse this and to make losing weight possible at our age group, and not only possible, potentially get some remarkable results. So let's get into it a bit further. When I talk about our hormones changing, I'm sure for those listening, you clearly understand if you're midlife that it's our sex hormones that are changed, so progesterone, estrogen, testosterone, and they are diminishing as we get older. But what may be surprising to you is we have these other hormones that can play havoc when we're trying to lose weight. And those hormones are hormones like ghrelin, which can, if you're not sleeping well, can rear its ugly head of the daytime. And what ghrelin does, it makes you feel like you're never full. And so it can also have you feel like you're craving food. So you're not only wanting more food, you feel like you're actually hungry. And it's this hormone that is really making you feel that way, and ultimately coming from you not sleeping as well, which is ultimately a bit of an issue midlife. We also have other hormones like insulin, and insulin is that hormone that's released through our pancreas. And what that does is it goes through our bloodstream, it cleans up the sugar out of our bloodstream, and it deposits it into our muscle stores, being ready to be used as energy. And often we find midlife that this insulin response isn't as great or as optimal as it once was. And so this can create blood sugars that are up and down, which can ultimately lead to things like belly fat, weight gain. Think of things like pre-diabetes, And so these different hormones can really cause havoc into our day. And then when we think about things like cortisol, which is a stress hormone, this also can play a part in this midlife journey. And when we have too much cortisol running through our body at the wrong times of day, it can stop us from losing fat, because it is a type of hormone that will not have you fat burning, but rather fat storing. And when we come into the next piece, which is inflammation in the body, who here has noticed in menopause that things have changed? So, you might be suddenly getting joint pain or stiffness or soreness, or you may be getting muscle pain, muscle soreness after exercise. You may be having suddenly digestive issues, bloatedness, gas, not going to the toilet as well. And these different signs of inflammation certainly don't allow you to exercise well or even be able to lose weight as easy, because the body is dealing with the inflammation. You'll often hold fluid, you won't have energy, you won't feel as good in yourself, and it can really upset the apple cart into being able to take the steps you need to be able to lose weight. Last but not least is your metabolism slows down, and you may have noticed symptoms like, I just don't have as much energy as I once had. What's that saying? It takes me all day to do what I used to do all day long. I'm hearing you. Or you may find that your balance isn't as good, or your pelvic floor is not as good, or your posture's not as good. And all these different symptoms are signs that your metabolism is slowing down, because they are signs that you are losing your lean muscle tissue. And so as we start to lose that over the age of 35, slowly but surely, if we do not regain that lean muscle tissue through doing strength exercises and eating in a way to support our lean muscle tissue, well, ultimately what happens is we become weaker, we become frailer, our metabolism slows even more, and it really does stop us from being able to not only lose weight, but even have a life of independency to be able to get out there and go for a walk, because frailty can lead to things like falls and create a life of dependency, osteoporosis, all those things. And so let me share with you what are the solutions. What are 3 tips, tricks, and strategies that I can potentially give you today that you can do in the comfort of your home, not create, a deficit to your bank budget that's going to stop you from being able to progress. Let me see how I go. So step number 1, ladies, is to really educate yourself around sources of protein. What protein are you currently eating every day? And once you understand what protein is, the next step is saying, am I eating enough? And so we know as older women that when we age, protein does not absorb into our body as well as it once did. And what protein does for you if you're trying to lose weight over the age of 50 is it basically feeds your lean muscle mass. By feeding your lean muscle mass, that is helping you to maintain your strength, maintain your metabolism, maintain your energy levels. So that is all quite positive, yeah? The next step I want you to think about is exercise. And so you may be thinking, well, what type of exercise is best? And being confused and overwhelmed at what you're seeing on TV, in the papers, in the media, because let's face it, everyone has a new idea of what works best. And so what I want to share with you is, as an aging woman, I'm 58, post-menopause, been there since I was 52, worked with these women since my 30s, this is what I know. For us, it's about balance. And so we want to make sure that we are getting adequate amount of strength training, adequate amount of aerobic type fitness, adequate amount of mobility and flexibility, and adequate amount of core strengthening. So the question you may be asking yourself in this moment, well, what's adequate? I wouldn't have you exercising longer than 40 minutes a day, because I don't want to exacerbate inflammation in your body. So I want us to go slow and steady, one step at a time, and progress over time. This isn't a race where we get there tomorrow, but it's rather setting up the foundation so that our body is able to age well, injury-free, and where we're feeling strong, healthy, and vital. So the pickup I want you to think about is, what strength exercises are you doing to support your big muscles, your legs, your back, your shoulders, your tummy muscles? And then I say to you, what exercises are you doing to support your core, those deeper tiny muscles that wrap around your spine, that help you with posture, reduce the risk of injury, and allow you to do stuff every day without being injured or without going, oh, I've done my back in, yeah. Your mobility exercises, those exercises where you're working through your joints and where you're also working through your muscles. So you've got lots of mobility and your body's looking and performing in a younger way. And last but not least, your aerobic exercise. Are you getting your steps in on a daily basis? Are you moving, that you are looking after your heart health? So ask yourself those questions. You should never go into hardcore anything at our age, but rather balance and bring it into a bit of this and a bit of that to support all those different pillars. Last but not least, ladies, is your repair techniques. And repair techniques are those techniques that have you lowering cortisol in the body, lowering inflammation in the body, putting your body into rest, putting your body into repair. And that is in regard to your sleep and what is your ritual and your hygiene to set yourself up for the best sleep possible, and times in your day for you. Are you giving yourself time to rest, time to maybe go for a walk in nature, time to experience joy? Maybe it's time with your dog or your cat or your children or your grandchildren. And it may be breath work, it may be meditation. All these different things allow you to reduce that sympathetic nervous system, that fight and flight within your body, and bring your body into moments of rest and repair, which is like giving your body a bubble bath, getting rid of those toxins, allowing your body to rejuvenate, and giving us an opportunity to age well. Well, thanks for listening to today's video. If you're still with me, I truly want to say congratulations. Give yourself a pat on the back, because what you've shown is you do care about your health, fitness, and wellness, simply because you're still here. So well done. And if you found that anything today gave you a little bit more clarity, or you've learnt a thing or two, I would love you to like and subscribe to our channel so that you won't miss any of our following episodes. And you're also supporting other women, because it allows the information to get out to a wider audience. If you feel like you've come to that point in your life that you truly do need to take that next step, but you're unsure of how to progress in a healthy, safe way that, minimizes any sort of injury but maximizes results in minimum time, well, I do one-on-one personal training. I do only have a certain amount at any period of time. So if you would like to find out more, go to my website, www.danaeden.com.au. If I am unable to serve you in this moment, you can certainly go on a waiting list, and I will let you know when vacancies do become available. So thanks once again for joining me, and I do look forward to sharing this journey with you. I'll see you next time.